There's the hole where the water heater was, and here's the water heater down here. Well guys, obviously there's something that's not exactly right about this situation. Underneath here we have what used to be our hot water heater. You can't smell it, but I can. I believe our hot water heater essentially had an electrical shortage of some sort and burned up on us. We happened to be here when it happened, and we smelled the smoke. The breaker tripped, so I guess that would have saved us even if we weren't here. Also, before I ever took out the water heater, I noticed that smoke was coming primarily from here. There's the hole where the water heater was, and here's the water heater down here. To say I'm puzzled is sort of an understatement. I removed the circuit board. I put it back on. You can't feel this, but there's heat coming from here, and there's a reason for that. So you can see the blue flame. This is my old water heater, and it's actually working just fine. After uninstalling and reinstalling, I can't find any problem here, nor am I having any issues of smoke with this. However, as you can see, I've uninstalled this cover piece here and gotten to what they call your inverter. This inverter is probably the original inverter for the coach, and as you may be able to tell here, there's a little bit of what used to be cobwebs, and it's blackened with what looks like smoke. I'm thinking this was actually my problem all along. My batteries in my coach are dying, as well as my lights are having trouble coming on, so I've temporarily fixed that with just a natural battery charger that I've got running in the coach. But this is not doing its job. It's not providing power to my batteries and therefore to my 12-volt light systems in the coach. This is the problem right here. This needs to be replaced, and frankly it's outdated. A few months ago I plugged into a system that was wired wrong, and as a result I had some issues with some of my electrical appliances. This unit may have been weakened by that same faulty wiring, and maybe decided now it was time to go the way of the landfill. So it's not an expensive replacement. It's really worth it. Well, if you ever notice that your battery is losing charge and your lights in your coach are going dim, then you may have a converter issue, which I do. I have a converter issue. The converter itself is about 20 years old as the coach, 21 years old. It's about time that it gives up. So today we're going to replace it. Very, very simple job. If you ever come across an issue where your batteries aren't charging and your lights can't hardly blink on because of the low charge, and yet you're plugged into shore power, or you have your generator going and your batteries are continuing to go down, it's probably a converter. A converter is basically a battery charger. So if you have a low battery, check your converter. Here's the old guy, and as you can tell, it just plugs in right up here. Unplug it. The next thing I'm going to do is actually unplug the coach here from its power source. Basically, we got two flathead tightening points here. Loosen those, pop this right out. Alright, there's the old one. Here's the package for the new one, and here's the new one. Okay, the new one is smaller, maybe a little bit lighter. It's got a little bit different setup. Okay, I've got it all hooked back up. I used an Allen wrench to do that with, instead of the flathead screwdriver for this particular unit. Now the moment of truth. Let's plug it in. and let's go see how it worked. Okay, this is a voltmeter for my batteries, and before I plugged in my new unit, this line here was over here, and this was basically just the charge of the batteries. It's basically in maybe just instant jumped into the green here, and that is a clear sign and indication that that was what my problem was, as well as that it's charging the batteries. So we shouldn't have any more issues.